Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Yes.
I'm fine too, even if you don't ask. uh, you you have how many degrees? Quite a number of law degrees.
4.
What are they, and where did you obtain them?
The first one is my BURIS. The second one is my LLB. The third one is LLM. The fourth one is PhD.
And I see that your thesis for your PhD is in a topic that interests me. But maybe we'll talk a little about that later. You, I'm just, all right, let's do it this way. You are retired as of now,
Yes.
and let's take it backwards.
Yes, Chief Justice.
You retired from the Department of Justice.
Yes, Chief Justice.
You were employed in the Bridget Mabandla College.
Yes, Chief Justice.
What were you doing there?
I was the director in legal learning. I was responsible for training.
And you just retired this year?
Yeah, in
June?
June, yes.
Okay. And before that, what did you do?
I was the lecturer at the University of Venda.
For how long?
For 25 years.
Sorry?
For 25 years.
25 years. So your entire academic career was spent there?
Yes.
All right. What did you teach? Which subject?
I was actually an expert in labor law, and I taught law of contract. I taught, civil procedure. I taught criminal law. I taught, interpretation of statute. Yeah, most of them across the LLB program.
Okay. And you did other work in between your stint at the University of Venda. For a period, you worked for the Electoral Commission. That was for the first elections
Yes, but it was before I joined.
in democratic South Africa.
Yes, but it was before I joined University of Venda. I was still at a Center for Legal Studies at Wits. I was still an intern.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay. You have registered that you are an admitted advocate of the High Court of South Africa since 1997.
Correct, Chief Justice.
Do you practice as an advocate? Have you practiced as an advocate?
I practiced as an advocate until actually 2012.
Starting when?
From 1997 up to
2012.
2012, when I was busy with my PhD studies.
Where did you run your practice from? Where was your practice based?
It was mostly based in the High Court of Twando, but I as well appeared in magistrate courts and other courts in Limpopo, in Phalaborwa, Zanedi. I appeared there.
All right. You have also sat as an assessor, and you've listed a couple of cases in which high-profile cases in which you sat as an assessor.
Yes, I sat as an assessor mostly in Twando between 1997 and 1999. I was an assessor in Twando High Court. And later in 2005, I assessed that case in Palabora Madumetja case.
All right. And you have listed 4 articles, 2 peer-reviewed and 2 from, I imagine, from papers you delivered at conferences. Are these the only articles you had published during your academic career?
Yes.
Okay. Right. All right. I'm going to stop here for now and give the other commissioners a chance to put questions to you. Professor Marumachai?
Thank you very much, CJ. Good afternoon, Malepe.
Good afternoon, Prof.
I have 2 questions for you, but perhaps maybe let me start with what appears in page. In page 23 of your documents, page 23.
Of my document.
Yes.
I don't know which one
Oh,
are you
okay.
referring to.
Where you listed accredited journals that are under review, and you listed the SAJAL and JSR. Can you please tell me the full names of these journals? Are they accredited?
Oh, you mean on my CV?
Yes, on your
Page
CV.
23 of my CV.
Page 23 on your
Okay.
CV. Paginated page 23, then on the actual document is typed page 7.
I'm a little bit confused, Prof, because according to Tebogo, on this document, my
Yes.
documents end with page 14.
Yes. The pack that I have, it has 48 pages. And the document that I'm looking at, it's paginated page 23. It's paginated with a marker at the bottom, unless I'm looking at the wrong document. I don't know. What is it?
Sorry? Oh, 7. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I'm told then it will be page 7 of the questionnaire.
Questionnaire or CV?
I really don't know.
Question.
It should be the CV, I guess, with written employment history.
Page 7 of my CV. My question, This is not my question. No, this is not my CV. This is the documents from law bodies, yeah. Yes. What is my question?
Yeah, it should be typed page 7, but it's paginated page 23, nonetheless. Okay, let's try to save time. Let me just ask you that in terms of the information that is provided here, there are 2 articles that you are saying are under review.
Yes.
Yes. And what my question is, the journals that you are referring to, I could not locate them. So I just want the names of them. It's SAJAL. I'm just wondering what that particular journal that acronym stands for. The second one is JSR.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you have it, yes.
It's on page 23.
Yes.
Yes. Your first question goes to articles in accurate journals under review.
I beg your pardon?
Your first question
Is
is
the
with regard to articles in accredited journals.
yes? I'm just asking what is the name of those two journals?
Dr. Malepe, may I ask you to please speak into the mic? The acoustics are very bad in this room. We can't hear you.
The first one is SAJAL.
Yes, I'm asking what does that stand for? What is the actual journal? What does that acronym stands for? Because I could not locate the actual journal.
It's South African Journal on administrative and the South African Journal on. I think I can't remember the name of this journal because it's long that I've submitted these articles.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's an article. Sorry, it's a journal at UNISA. It's
Journal
a
at
UNISA
UNISA.
journal. Mm.
Okay, and the second one?
The second one is a journal again on. I can't remember the journal as well.
I also
The
don't
full-
remember seeing these journals.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know all the journals. Then I see that you presented papers in quite a number of conferences. If I may just ask, were any of these papers developed into actual articles that were submitted? And
Yes, the one from Portugal. I wouldn't know the number. Let me go through it. The second one, law and language. Yeah, it's been uplifted to a published article. It's conference article.
or its conference proceedings, perhaps?
Good.
Oh, okay. Was it published?
Yeah, it's published.
Okay. My last question to you would be, what were the challenges, if any, while you were an academic, in publishing in accredited journals by the Department of Higher Education? Because there are different lists. For instance, there will be a list of journals by the department, and then you'll have sort of foreign lists like your IBSS, your Scopus, your Norwegian, and all those, which in the academic language we call them accredited. Was there any challenges for you as an academic to write and publish in those kinds of journals, like your South African Law Journal, your Journal on Human Rights, your Stellenbosch, those kinds of journals? Was there any challenge for you to publish there?
Thank you, Prof. It's true. There were a lot of challenges. Of course, sometimes you follow the publication requirements, you adopt them, but unfortunately, sometimes they don't even respond. They don't tell you where you have a problem. Unlike the one that we were talking about, that is being managed by UNISA, the first one on exploring the interplay. No. The second one, where I said submitted for peer review. There, the reviewers managed to come back to me. And I responded, and I'm still waiting for their response. And it's quite long. It's quite long.
So,
So that is why I say it's not easy. You submit your articles. You felt that you have done everything that they wanted, but they don't come.
sorry, CJ, just one follow-up question on this question. How will the experiences of you as a law teacher and as a law researcher who was able to go to various conferences and present the outcome of your research going to assist you should you be successful and be appointed in the Constitutional Court? How will that experience assist you to contribute meaningfully in that court?
Thank you. The content is quite vast because I touched on many aspects of law, and for that reason, they will assist me in terms of how I write, how I articulate problems, and then how I, finally give conclusions.
Thank you, CJ.
Molemel.
Good afternoon, Dr. Malepe.
Good afternoon.
I'm over here. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm well, thank you. I think just as a preamble, I want to assure you that we are conversant with the provisions of Section 174, subsection 5. And so that's how I want to preface my question, because I want to ask you about your, I want you to assure us that you will be able to hand down, to pen and hand down judgments within acceptable time periods if you are appointed at the Constitutional Court. And the reason why I'm posing this question is because you have not acted, and mind you, I've already said we fully accept that that doesn't preclude anyone from being appointed as a judge of the Constitutional Court. But the reason why I'm asking this question, and this is the question that has been posed to all the candidates, not only in this interview, but in previous interviews as well, the assurance that they will be able to hand down judgments expeditiously. Now, considering that you have not at this stage penned any judgment, what should we use as a tool of assessing whether you'll be apt to this task? Because you will be, once you are appointed, if you are appointed, you will be expected to write judgments, and you'll be expected to hand them down expeditiously. So what should we use as a tool of assessing your work ethic in terms of, one, working under pressure, and secondly, not only working under pressure, but being productive under pressure in terms of delivering your judgments timelessly? So far you have been a lecturer for a long time, 25 years. So in your case, how should we measure or assess your track record in terms of your ability to be up to the task of being a judge of the Constitutional Court, especially considering the fact that since 2013, its jurisdiction has now increased. It's got general jurisdiction, and it's not confined only to the determination of constitutional matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To answer the first leg of your question, when I was still a lecturer at University of Venda, at the beginning, or somewhere during my employment, we were working under pressure. We're working under pressure because the number of lecturers in the Faculty of Law was quite, it was a shortage of lecturers, and we had to lecture as many courses as we could. And at that time, the number of students was increasing at the university. So the pressure that I was working under, it meant that I had to go to class, teach, give tests, and give assignments when I was teaching so many courses. At one stage, I think I was teaching 5 to 6 courses. And then during exam, it was quite, hectic and quite busy, to an extent that you are required to produce results at that time. The other instance is when I was still practicing as an advocate in the High Court. Remember, I practiced while I was still a lecturer at that time. For that reason, I would manage my practice as an advocate, as well as my lecturing duties, and then I managed to balance both of them. Let me assure you that I am quite efficient in what I am doing. So what I try to say here is that I want to see fruits with whatever I'm doing. In whatever I'm doing, and for that reason, I would manage my work in such a way that everything is up to date. When I joined Department of Justice at Bridget Mabandla Justice College, I was alone in that office without a secretary, without anyone. So, and I was managing about 17 people under my supervision. And remember, the overflow of the training needs from the department on its own, and as well as other stakeholders. We were not only training DOJ employees, we were as well training other departments' employees. So for that reason, I was compelled to make sure that every stakeholder receives the training as they are required. And at the same time, every lecturer is doing his job as expected. And again, I would require them to update their training material in order to align them with the needs of the stakeholders' training requirements. So at the same time, I'll be attending meetings as the director for the DOJ, and my work was up to scratch. The other thing that I almost forgot to mention is the fact that when I was still practicing as an advocate, I would prepare heads of arguments for the judges, and I would make sure that clients are well represented in terms of what I do in court or how I present their cases in court. So I am very efficient and I'm result driven. But coming back to Bridget Mabandla Justice College, the other thing that I want to indicate that I achieved a lot since I joined the college. I managed to complete and installed learnership, which had some public interest on interpretation in court. There was a learnership for learners who were DOJ interpreters. So that project, when I joined the college, it was installed. I made sure that that program is finalized under very, very compelling circumstances, because some of the files were lost, some of them were damaged. I had to work very hard so that I see to it that that program is a success. And indeed, students were exited and they graduated in 2024.
My second question, CJ. So you would have heard, if you were following previous interviews, that candidates are also asked about the number of judgments that they have penned. In your instance, you have not written any judgment, and that cannot be held against you because you are a lecturer. But the impression that we get, because I think you mentioned that you have 2 peer-reviewed articles. 2 peer-reviewed articles over a period of 25 years, would it be a fair comment to say that they are very few, and as such, it is difficult to assess your writing abilities, and one must not minimize your achievements. I mean, you have a PhD, but in terms of the number of articles that you have written, would you say that they are sufficient for one to, on the basis thereof, say that you will be able to write good judgments that you will be able to circulate to your colleagues timeously? And maybe on the last point, just to note that there's a concern also, you would have read it, that has been raised by the General Counsel of the Bar, in terms of which they state that your academic publications cannot be considered as having made substantial contributions to judicial precedent in South Africa. Your comment about that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If I understood you, let me start with the last one. On the judicial capabilities, as to whether I'll be able to produce judgments that will be, in terms of the standards of the judiciary, I would say yes, I can do that. My 2 articles that you speak about, my conference publications, remember, conference publications go under a review before you present them in the conference. So the other issue is that, of course, you are right when you say only 2 published articles are not sufficient. But I think I've already explained sometimes before that it wasn't really easy to publish in accredited journals. It wasn't just easy. My LLM project, my PhD project, my supervision of LLM students on their dissertation, my supervision of our LLB research component. Like I mentioned before, I still feel that my practice when I was still an advocate, for me to be able to make presentations before the judges, I think I'm ready to to produce judgments that will really define what judges are.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
Chief Justice, can I just follow up?
Sorry, where's that voice coming from?
It's here.
Oh, Commissioner Magere, sorry. You sounded disembodied.
No, I just need to follow up on the question relating to the publications. Advocate Choshi, it is one thing to have articles published by accredited journals, and it is another to write articles but have them rejected. As I understand the President's question, it's your output, your writing output, it's low as an academic. With 25 years in practice as an academic, how many articles did you write, let alone how many were published?
Okay, according to my recollection, I have a diary where I was noting all the articles that I sent for publications. I think there were about 9. Yes, and then most of them were not published, and I submitted them to accredited journals. The other thing is that, like I said, remember I was practicing as an advocate at one stage, and I was quite busy in court because I was trying to uplift my profession as a legal practitioner. So, on the other hand, remember I said it wasn't sometimes easy to publish where you are teaching so many courses at a time. Remember, in our own disadvantaged universities, we give tests every time, we give examinations, throughout the year. At the same time, I was practicing and I was trying to publish as well.
Thank you, CJ.
Is it a follow-up, Commissioner Motorola?
It's partly a follow-up, but I'll take it as a separate.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, CJ. Dr. Malepe, I heard you saying that you are a practicing advocate. Are you a practicing advocate?
I was practicing.
So you're
I
not
practiced from 1997 up to 2012.
So you are no longer practicing at all?
No, not now.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Commissioner Pillay? No, I thought.
Yes, thank you, Chief Justice. Dr. Malepe, can we just ascertain a few facts? The General Counsel of the Bar says that you stated in your CV that you were involved in the case of S versus Sithole. They looked at the case and they couldn't find it. And you've also not submitted it. What is the position?
I tried. Thank you for the question. I tried to get the cases, more especially those that I submitted in my questionnaire, where the General Counsel of the Bar inquired about them. And S versus Sithole was throughout my diary for 2002, where I indicated that I was going to court on those days. Again,
So where's the judgment?
the problem was that I could not get the case number. And for you to get the judgment in court, you would need to have the case number. With the names, they are not able to get the case.
No, but they say you've stated that it's reported, and then it's nowhere reported.
I did not say it's reported. I said it was reportable.
Reportable. Well, then it would be at least on SAFLI. Then another case they cite is Gudluza versus University of Venda, which they say you've also claimed that it was your case and they couldn't find it anywhere.
With Gudluza, as I was perusing my archives, I managed to get it. I think it was last week because my archive is very huge.
Yes.
And I was looking for cases that I handled throughout my practice. And
Yes.
then I managed to get Gudluza.
Yes. In the letter you sent to the Secretariat of the JSC, this is what you stated. I think this was 2 days ago. Mode Gudluza, University of Venda. The university file was found, the court file was not found, no document that provides at least a case number. So was that correct?
Yeah, it was correct then. Remember, I said my archive was very big. And then after I did my research or after I tried to locate these cases, I kept on and on looking for those cases. Right now, I have a copy of Gudluza in the High Court of Venda, Tuendo.
Yes. They also say you said it was reported.
Yes, that one was written reportable.
Yes. So it was also not on SAFLI.
Yes.
And the third one is a case called State versus Kavadi, which they also say they couldn't find.
Kabadi is a little bit strange because I appeared on behalf of those three accused throughout the case, like in Sitole, like in any other cases. I appeared throughout the cases. I never shared those cases with anyone. It was only me. And the Kabadi one, I took it on appeal. And then if you would remember when I responded, I said I indeed prepared a petition to the High Court, to Supreme Court of Appeal, and then I was successful in getting the leave to appeal. Unfortunately, I could not continue with the case, though I wanted to continue pro bono because it was my case, but unfortunately, the Legal Aid Board said my mandate ended with the High Court appearance. And if you can check again there, I even indicated from the judgment, remember they gave a paragraph from the appeal court judgment. And I said, if you look at this paragraph, where accused number 1 and accused number 3 were granted leave to appeal, it was through my leave to appeal that I've done. And then what happened later is that the second accused was as well granted appeal to.
Yes.
to
No, I
appeal.
think the point I was making is you said it was reported, and then they couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay, with the Kabadi one, I think my mistake there was just to generalize about the reportability of those cases. But with Kabadi, there was nothing that was written in the judgment to show that it's reportable.
Well, they say that in fact, they found Kavadi, and then they said it's actually marked not reportable, and it doesn't reflect your name at all.
The fact that it doesn't reflect my name, surely it can't be my mistake because I appeared. Remember those criminal cases where you take, so many days in court appearing on behalf of these accused people. So I think I even responded to say I wouldn't know why my name does not appear in those cases.
Do you know why you marked it? You said in your CV it was reportable, but in the judgment it says not reportable.
In my CV, you mean in my questionnaire?
Yes.
Like I said from the beginning that day, where I made a mistake is that after I have listed all those cases, I generalized that it's reportable. Cover D was never a reportable case.
The second thing they raise is that in 2023, you've disclosed in your CV that you were accused of theft of church funds, but you did not, and then you also said that you were not found guilty, but you did not attach the finding of the Board of Inquiry that acquitted you.
I requested the church to provide me with a little bit of testimonial that shows that I was not found guilty in that case. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the organization, only managed to get it this last weekend because the people who are responsible for those tribunals are not always at church. So they only come to church during our the testimonial
You have what?
from the church
No,
chairperson.
I'm not asking for the testimonial. I'm asking, the GCB is saying you did not attach the proceedings and the judgment that said you were not guilty. That's what they were complaining about.
But I think in their questions, I don't remember where they say I should attach proceedings. They said, actually, they compared that with my debt review to say that it might affect my integrity or it might, lay me into receiving bribes. And I think I made my point in that one. I don't remember where they said I must produce the proceedings of those hearings. Had they done so, I think the church would have been willing to provide those proceedings.
All right. But your point is that you have the judgment with you.
I never said I have the judgment. I said I was not found guilty.
It was not found.
Are we speaking about the church issue?
Yes, I'm talking about the finding that you are not guilty. It would be written down in the form of an outcome of a disciplinary process.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have that? That's what I'm asking.
I don't have that. I have the testimonial where they said they want they actually.
Sorry, what is it that you have?
Is the testimonial from the church?
Testimonial.
Yes, where they indicate, because I requested them that I applied for this position, and there is an inquiry about whether I was not found guilty or not. That was the point of contention. Then that is why I requested for this testimonial, and in this testimonial, it was written by the chairperson of that committee, and then I have it with me today. Because I only managed to obtain it this weekend, last weekend.
Yes, no, I understand. Do you not have the findings or not?
In the testimonial, there is the finding. He mentioned the finding.
No, you see, the problem, this is what they say. It is unclear from this whether the Board of Inquiry positively found that the candidate was not guilty or whether it took no decision on the matter on account of the candidate having vacated her position and possibly having left the church. The position is unclear and warrants probing as it may bear on the candidate's integrity in making a full and honest disclosure. So what they want is the ruling of the inquiry.
The ruling of the inquiry is there at the church, and even in this testimonial, CJ, the the chairperson of that committee indicated that I was not found guilty. Well, it was on the 16th June 2023. And again, according to the questions that they imposed onto me, I said, I am still the church member. I never left the church after I relinquished my leadership positions after this case.
Yes.
That one, I think I responded as well.
Thank you very much. Then the last issue they have raised is that you are currently under debt review under Section 86 of the National Credit Act. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, they say that concerns them because if you are under debt review, you are either going to be lifted from debt review or you are going to be declared to be insolvent. If you are insolvent, you will not qualify to hold the position of a judge.
Yes, that situation has not yet arrived.
They also say-
I'm not insolvent.
Sorry, carry on. Yes, but the problem is that once you are under debt review, the debt review is instigated if you are over indebted and unable to pay your creditors.
Yes, correct.
And there are only two options. It's either you are lifted from it or you are declared insolvent. And at the moment, you have not been lifted, you have not been declared insolvent, but the risk is there.
According to me, there is no risk because the indebtedness is going down. It's coming to an end as we speak right now.
Sorry,
Hear that? Just repeat yourself, ma'am.
I said, I don't think I will reach that stage because the
You don't think you will reach that stage?
yeah
Because?
Because the indebtedness is coming down. Those loans that I had are now at a very, very low balances.
They also raise another problem that when you are under debt review, you are effectively at the mercy of the creditors. And it's bad for the judiciary to have judges that are at the mercy of creditors.
I believe a judge should be an independent person altogether.
Yes, that's exactly the point I'm making.
And a judge should consider and judge any case without any prejudice. So I don't see where the creditors will appear before me if I'm a judge and perhaps I become, conflicted in such cases.
They say this problem of you being under Section 86 also reflects poorly on you because it shows your inability to handle your finances.
I think I responded to that one. I said the fact that I'm under debt review is because I was over indebted, and that does not necessarily mean that I am not able to handle my finances. I was the budget controller when I was the HOD at the University of Venda. I was the budget controller when I was the director. I controlled my own budget. And
But these are your personal finances,
there are
not the finances of a department.
Yes, I understand, yeah.
Yes, but what is your answer to the point made by the GCB that it's a poor reflection on a potential judge because it shows they cannot manage their finances?
Yes, in terms of the debt review, I cannot be discriminated based on my financial status, that I cannot do 1, 2, 3 because of my financial status. That does not mean that I cannot do my work.
Yes. And then the final point under this topic of debt review is that you may be lifted by a magistrate, which means that although you are at the Constitutional Court, you are subject to the control of a magistrate, which is also bad for the judiciary.
Can I get the question again? Sorry.
So under Section 86 of the National Credit Act of 2006, the debt review will be ended by a decision of a magistrate. which means it's bad for the judiciary to have a judge of the Constitutional Court that is subject to control by magistrates who in hierarchy are below him or her. They say that's also bad for the judiciary.
That is a perception that, it's a perception that I can't do anything about it.
I'm
Perception.
sorry, it's a perception.
Just
that-
repeat the last answer.
I said it's a perception that I cannot really deny or
Or you cannot
accept.
deny.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Chief Justice.
all right. You have
Oh,
a
sorry,
follow-up question?
deny or accept.
Yeah, all right. Just to round off on these issues raised by Commissioner Ncukai Toby, in your questionnaire, you said you appeared in so many cases as an assessor and defense counsel. However, you could not remember the particulars of the cases because your archives were elsewhere where you were not. And then you undertook to avail these judgments to this body during this interview or before this interview. Have you done that? Have you provided us with copies of these judgments you claim to have been involved in?
Yes, I did.
Did you submit them to the
I
Secretariat?
sent them to the Secretariat.
Oh, they are not part of my bundle, at least. Including the ones about which you were asked, the Sitole, Kavadi, Gotlusa?
Yes, all of them, including the ones. Remember, in terms of the questionnaire, I had to submit at least 10 cases where I appeared. And then I submitted supplementary document to that effect. And I have it with me here as well. It's in my files, but I sent it to the Secretariat.
Well, they say they didn't receive it. When did you submit it?
I think it's the beginning of last week. If
Last
it's not,
week.
If it's not Monday, it's Tuesday.
Would you be able to provide us with, I understand that would be burdening you, but would you be able to give us further copies because the Secretariat says they didn't receive
Chief
anything
Justice,
from you?
I have the copy here with me.
You have them with you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
Sorry, Chief Justice. I mean, on this point, we did discuss this at length with the Secretariat. I need to come to their assistance. The candidate did submit a document, but it said the court files could not be found in relation to any of the cases. S versus Sitole, the case number could not be found. Gudluza versus University of Venda, the file could not be found. S versus Kavadi, no documentation is found. The case numbers above was included to show the breadth of my experience in practice. Unfortunately, no document indicating any information was found. Should any other information regarding these cases provided, it will be presented at the interview. So when she communicated with the Secretariat, she said the documents couldn't be found. She will bring them at the interview.
All right. Well, and she says now that she actually has them with her. What exactly did you send to the Secretariat last week? Was it this explanation being read out by Advocate Ncukai Toby?
Yes.
That
the-
you could
the
not find,
supplementary information,
could not
yes.
trace them?
Yes.
Not the actual judgments.
Not the actual judgments.
What do you have with you now? Is it the actual judgments?
What I have now
Yes.
is the supplementary to my questionnaire. Remember, in my questionnaire, Chief Justice, I promised that I will try to locate these cases and then I will submit them at a later stage. Indeed, I did that. And then when I
Indeed, you did
responded,
what?
yeah, when I responded to the General Counsel of the Bar, I have not yet received some of them. And later, after I received, I tabulated them, and then I indicated that I did not get the case numbers. That is why I could not go to the High Court to look for them, because they want case numbers. in this document that I have, that I sent last week to the Secretariat, I indicated that.
Indicated what?
I indicated the fact that I found some of them, some of the cases. Remember, I was supposed to submit 10, and then I added on that list. And again, under my notes, I indicated that I cannot get the case of Kabadi, I cannot get the case of Gutluza, I could not get the case of Tataisa and Sitole. And then after that, I sent a further document to the Secretariat on the supplementary information that I promised the Judicial Commission.
What is in that orange or red file you have in your hand now? That's what I want to find out.
It's my own file that I prepared for this.
Is it the judgments? Is it any judgment in which you have been involved during your career?
Yes,
What is it exactly?
Yes, like I said to him, I said, when I perused
What is in the file? I
the
just
file-
want you to explain what that shape of papers is.
in this file are my documents for this interview.
Do they include a judgment?
They don't include a judgment.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. You also mentioned a health condition in your questionnaire from which you suffer. Is it under control?
Yes.
Okay, so it would not interfere with the execution of your duties as a judge?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, Chief Justice.
Thank you. Any questions, colleagues? Okay, Commissioner Shivan?
Thank you, Chief Justice. Dr. Malepe, you're applying for the vacancy in the Constitutional Court. Have you followed Constitutional Court judgments, and are there any judgments? Have you followed the thinking in the judgments, and have you written any articles for or against any of the judgments that have been handed down? And have you followed the ethos of the Constitutional Court?
Yes.
Have you found any judgments that you found that you want to write about, or have you written any article that inspired you to say, I see linguistics is your forte, following from your PhD.
Yes.
So, did you find any judgment can you tell us any judgment that struck a chord with you, or you felt was in the right direction, or did you find any judgments that you had discord with, and you would have perhaps criticized the court on its decision? Thank you.
I'm only conversant with the judgments from the Constitutional Court, the issues involved, the criticism that I may level against those judgments. I never thought of them, or I didn't find anything that I could say, this is what I think should have been decided the other way around. I didn't come to that conclusion.
You haven't published any article on any of the judgments that you found either for or against, that you would found in favor or against? That's the second part of my question.
Except from my PhD, where I sometimes I have gone through certain judgments. For example, but I don't remember any case in the Constitutional Court on the issue of language in court, because I concentrated on that one, but I know I managed to analyze most of the cases in terms of my PhD and in terms of my LLB dissertation. But from the cases that I've gone through, I didn't think about anything that I could say I'm against the judgment of the Constitutional Court.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
Shnabalwe?
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Dr. Malepe.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Dr. Malepe, it's really about the judgments, and to just try and make sure that you understand the significance of us having sight of your judgments when you apply, especially when you're applying to the appeal courts. Now, we don't have a single copy of your judgment to evaluate your writing, your reasoning, and your comprehension. You've just said that you are conversant with constitutional court judgments and issues involved. But you must accept that without evidence of it before us, we have no way of agreeing with you for purposes of recommending an appointment. You must be able to accept that. It's a proposition I'm making to you
Yes,
that we won't be able to evaluate that.
I understand your point of contention,
Yes.
but like I said earlier, that I was a practicing advocate for a long time. I prepared heads of argument in court.
Yes, no, please allow me to interrupt you without being rude. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just making the simple proposition to you that all of us around this room who are engaging with you, we do not have copies of your judgments, which are and judgments are an important tool. You must have watched other interviews. That judgments are an important part of our important tool of assessment. And the simple proposition I'm making to you is without those, you do accept that we are not in a position to evaluate your writing of judgments, your reasoning in judgments when you're dealing with difficult questions of fact and law, and what you say you're conversant with, because we have absolutely no way of evaluating that. It's that simple proposition. That's all I'm asking. That you must accept that as a fact.
That one is a fact, that you cannot assess me
Thank
on the previous judgments that I would have had, because I don't have that one. I accept.
Thank you.
And in terms of the requirements for the Constitutional Court
Thank you,
judge,
Dr.
justice,
I am answered. I am answered.
I applied on the basis that I am an academic with this experience that I have, and my writing skills were well exposed in
Thank you.
my research projects that I had, and
Yes.
I think that is my point of contention.
Thank you very much. Thank you, CJ.
We've reached the end of your interview, Dr. Malepe. Thank you for making the time. You're excused.